Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Welcome. Hey Marks, welcome. Need a better username. Hello. Which city is this? That's a good question. I haven't recognized. I've only recognized New York so far, with all the cities that pop up. I need to get my picture there. Oh, there I am. Hello, welcome guys. Let's see. Music. There's no sounds or music with the game so far. Start off with Banish soundtrack. Hey Geo, good morning. Just woke up. Nice. Lurk. Lurk. Alright. Alright, Alright, so my windows, where they belong. Yes, hey Gingerbeard, welcome. Alright, let's get into the game, so load the game. Rails 2. Alright, so we have our trains crawling along here. We're making money. We have to pay off 18 million in loans every month. We've only been going a couple weeks. Yeah, about 2 weeks so far, so not quite a month. Let's see, let's go to our thing there and change that to accounting. Change that to week. So the first week spent 145 million in construction, 164 million in trains, and made 2 million in fares. Week 2 spent a little over 200 million in construction and trains, and made 10 million in. Subtract that. 8.5 million or so. So far in week 3, only spent maintenance costs a little over 8 million or 7 million in profit. So we can, yeah, 28 million, so we can pay off our loan. No, there's a bunch of viewers. We got 10 so far. Have you not seen the other chatters? Sometimes Twitch chat does that, where you only see yourself. So you have to refresh the chat or the page to see everybody else. There's a bunch of other people talking. I've had that happen to me once in a while, where it's like I'm typing and the streamer can see me, but I can't see anybody else talking. Alright, so yes, we're doing pretty good there. I'm not sure how many days in this week, but we're making money, but we spent half of our original billion. So most of the money we're making is on the main line. So we're making, see, change this to week. See, that alone is making 7.5 million out of our 8 million. So we need to see if, yep, Fairfield is definitely the next target there. Travis Field. Travis Air Force Base. Okay, that's just kind of the name of the area there. This is where it's mostly a logistics base, so that's where they have all the cargo planes. Back in the day when I lived in Vacaville, it was C5s and C141s. Alright, so yeah, Fairfield next. Then we want to hit Vallejo. There's also population through here, but not quite as much as... I think we'll skim the hills and poke trams into the areas there until we get to San Jose. Hey, Blushing Sheepy, welcome. This is NIMBY Rails. So it's a game where you can build track in the real world. So you can go anywhere in the world and build your train network. Though you need to have people to pay for the route, so you may not get a lot there. Oh yeah, Walvis Bay. This is where I watched the seal rescuers out on this sandbar peninsula. There's a bunch of sails that get stuff stuck around their neck, and these guys run out and rescue the seals, cut off the material, and let them go. Late stream, yep. Yeah, starting a little bit late. A little 7:30 my time. Alright, but let's get... So here's the actual train track. Right through there. And cuts through here and goes through. So that might be a good thing to try to actually match up, because we avoid a lot of streets by following the actual train lines if we can. Alright, so tracks plus regular track here. 3 line. Oh no, I hate those. I've never had one last that long, but I have gotten migraines. I haven't gotten really the headaches that bad lately, but I have gotten the aura a couple times in the last couple months, or a few months. Fortunately, I don't get them often. Alright, so station-wise. There's the big mall. Now let's put it... Yeah, I think this is actually where the station is. No, I think it's... might be there. That looks like a good place for it. Alright, so station... on 400 meters. Yeah, that's as big as we can make them. 398 sounds good. Oop. Alright, now connect them up. Oops, missed. That... Alright, can I get in there? No, that canal is gonna get me. And the angle of these streets. There we go, come back at it. We just need mostly above 200. That's straight. We're using 220 speed trains, and I can wiggle these a little bit. Will result to wiggling. Alright, so wiggle these. There's 35 million on this. $259, $228. $230, $257, $269, $210. We're close to the station, so that shouldn't be too bad. There we go, 230, 249, 237. So everything's over 220, which is the speed of our trains. And back, welcome back. 15 later drops out totally, no. Alright, so that wasn't so bad. Alright, let's build in those blueprints. A little bit of wiggle there. So this weird angle there. Yes, and then if you come at too shallow of an angle, you can't build over the road. But it's $1 million per overpass. Extra million. Alright, so we spent 35 million there. Let's go ahead and embed in our trains. Should go really slow, I can speed all that up. Because we need to make money. Lines. Stops. Alright, so now we... So instead of... So... Dixon C... Add stop. So after that... We actually want... Vacaville C, and then Fairfield, gotta rename this, B, and then back to Vacaville D, and then on to Dixon, so that's good. And we'll let that just run with the existing trains. Yeah. All right, now let's get our tram. Well, let's so let's rename station there. Susun City. Fairfield. Yeah. Yeah, because you had all your local... yeah, local toy stores. You know, each one would carry different things and have different cool things. Just all kinds of independent bookshops. Alright, so now I need a tram station. Too far. There we go. Gotta have the gray touching in order to alright, and I think pretty much the same. Well, so if I build a viaduct with a tram, the train should be able to just get under it, no problem. So we got Travis. We can really bring in a lot of customers if we do this right. Actually, let me do two trains, 2 tram stations. 800,000. Too far. Because right now, with the lack of signaling, I think it's best to kind of keep your lines as separate as possible. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. There's always some kind of cool thing to explore. And in some ways there still is, but $300, nice. But it's not quite the same. Alright, so we're gonna have this one cover this area, and then the middle one will cross over and get so that would be 2 stops there. So the middle one will be pretty small, and then probably 2 stops here. So pretty simple one. So this will be okay. So now we're on tram track. Hey, Spiderlope, welcome. So let's get out here. So we're gonna pop around to cross over. With some viaduct. Alright, now before I do that one, let me figure out where I put the stations. I was reading the developer notes, and right now population density is kind of based on street density. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I mean, there's still a lot of potential, but it's fun and challenging in its own way, as is. Alright, so we want a couple more stations. There's not gonna be a lot of people over here, I don't think so. I always pick school names. Middle school, elementary school. Alright, that's not gonna get a lot of people, but we'll try to make this one pretty big to kind of fill in. Because right now, of course, everyone wants to go there. I don't know if it's like more destinations. Yeah, it's hard to say what attracts the people. All right, are we getting any refunds? Yes. Not too bad. We'll look at that as soon as I get this particular tram in place. So now we do back to track. So this is pretty simple. Boop. Alright, now we want to catch Sassoon City a little bit. So again, we'll do the kind of same thing and curl. Let me just pre-create the viaduct bit here. Part 2 cross. Alright, so we'll go stations. Alright, so that creates a little, catches a little bubble there. 1500, 1500, 900, 1600, that's actually not too bad. Track. Now that I know a little bit more of what I'm doing, whoops, I gotta make sure. This first piece is short, so the extension of the viaduct isn't that big. There we go. Gets it back on the ground. That's basically what we're doing there. Now let's do a little wiggle there. There we go. 45 and 45. 99. 129. Yeah, it's still faster than the tram can go, so that is fine. Alright, now we gotta get a pretty good little wiggle here to get this around. It still says 45, we're good. We'll fly through the elementary school. Hey, we have our own tram track. It's like when the kids are at recess. It's like, you know, how you're playing ball on the street and it's like car, it's like tram. Hey, ham and eggs, how you doing? Welcome. Jet Park, Sassoon City. Alright, so that's Fairfield A. New line. Fairfield East. Alright, so we start. Oh, I gotta. The game tells you. It's like actually build the blueprint. 11 million there. Build. Now we can add lines. Can't remember the town built around all the. Exactly. Alright. Boop. 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 Back. Make sure we get the right one here. And done. Alright, trains. Alright, that's a fairly light load. Let's go with 3. So we got our city trams. Yeah, use line color. Do 3. Don't need that long. Save some money here. 25 million. Whew. Alright, number 1. Fairfield East. Number 2. Alright, then we gotta do the whole thing that I forgot to do here. So, base ticket price, $2 seems to be working out pretty well. So now we gotta estimate travel times. Ideal speed, 40. 30 seconds. Estimate the travel times, excellent. Minimum interval, so we got 37 minutes, 3 of them, so 10 minute or 10 minute interval there. Set build times. Alright. Start spreading out there. And we'll be bringing more people into the train station here. So we had 0 people get on. No, that's, yeah. And we have 28 people waiting. So that will hopefully bounce up a little bit. Alright, let's figure out, so who's giving the refunds? You aren't. Is it still Dixon? Is Dixon still giving us problems? Yes, Dixon's still giving us problems. We thought we fixed that. It's all Dixon's fault. Still the same place? But it is. Group by origin. You're not quite angry enough. Are you guys giving refunds here? No? giving him down here. Ten people got on, 18 people got off. Nope, no refund there. Alright, so maybe the... Oh yeah, week accounting, day accounting. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. That would help to actually look at the actual day. Nice. Alright, so... Yeah, it's very, very little. It's good. Okay, we did fix that problem. Well, we're down to Fairfield. Just add Fairfield. I'm going to do 2 tram lines for this, though. Fairfield East. State. Color. Let's give you warmer blue. Alright. Here's destination. Nice. Money coming along nicely? Yep, yeah, pretty well. So I think we've solved the issue of you know, losing money by just lowering our price. I do think it is I think the people are expecting something based on crow flies distance, because this one cuts back and this one cuts back from the main station, and I'm thinking that's what's causing the issue, is that the people are expecting, they're paying for, you know, this length in absolute terms, but they're expecting to pay for this distance. And when we lowered the price a little, and that was the one, there's other cases of that this one avoids that altogether because it's just extending, and there's other cases of that, but I think that one was pushing it. I think my prices were just on the line where it pushed those 2 lines over the edge. That's my theory, working theory. Alright, how many people do we have? Hey, we got... Alright, do we have anybody super angry? So they're all... Some go into Vacaville, they're kind of... If we go by origin, they're angry, but not... They're not over the edge. And since we're keeping it to a safe, simple one line without intersections that can get clogged up, we should be safe in running. We shouldn't have that. We shouldn't have that change at all until I try to get fancy and complicated. All right, so now we have to cover. So we'll have one line just shoot straight down to Subit, Cordelia Junction. There's Jelly Belly factory somewhere around here, and then a giant Anheuser-Busch Budweiser factory around here as well. So you get jelly beans and beer. There it is, Jelly Belly. Do I want to run an extension out there? That can come later. Right now we just want to kind of get things cooked in. So we'll break off, grab this, and then follow this green line down, and then hook in there. So let's lay down the stations where we want them. Nope, going with the school theme. Rose Garden. Nope, too far. Yeah, Spanish music. Hey, Pat, how you doing? Welcome. There we go, that's better. Cinema. Or Klima. There's two. And then Subit. Name like that, you gotta have it in the game. Although I could have done Jelly Belly. And then the Northern Loop. Come off. Elementary. And then we'll finish off with something over here. So that's 1, 2, 3. That one is 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, there, let's get everybody in there. So 1100, 1700, 1700. Pretty decent. Yeah, that's the main problem is getting up to the point where you make enough money to continue expanding beyond the initial. And it seems like the main line makes the most money. I'm sure I could play around with the pricing on these. Might even price. Well, I might try pricing by kilometer on this one. See if I can squeeze more money out of the local routes. some water to cross. It's actually, you can make the viaducts actually cheaper than an overpass if you're careful about it. Alright, can I get out of here? I didn't even think about that when I was doing this. There we go, that wasn't too painful. That's a pretty good S curve there. Alright, there's that line. Try to make it at least a little bit logical. Two more. So this is a pretty long route. Alright, they're all state 45. Looks like it. Excellent. Alright, build blueprint 14 million there. Nothing compared to the trains will cost. It's minus 7.5 Celsius. Oh, yikes. Yikes. Lines, new line. Stops. Fairfield West. Alright, stops. Boop. Boop. Now with this whole crow flies business, what I have to be careful of is someone that wants to go from here to there thinks they should only be paying that much money, but they're actually paying for that much money. So, oh wait, I did that wrong. Trash that. There we go. So that's something I'll have to look into. Probably go with the $2. Done setting those up. Color. Let's go for purple. Alright, now estimate travel times 40, 30. Sounds good. Alright, if we have. Let's keep it pretty simple. Let's keep it 5 trains. Let's see if demand actually calls for more. Be relatively conservative there. So with 5 trains, we got an hour 15. That's 75 minutes, so 25 minutes. So we'll call it 20. I'll put 5 trains on that. New train, city tram. Sun color. Three of each, or 3 cars. 5 total. Purchase. Alright. Fairfield West. There's a whole deep dive we could always go into on the scheduling. But so far, because expenses are relatively small, running costs, it really doesn't hurt that much to run overnight when there's no passengers. So I'm currently not going to worry about that. Hey Jack, welcome. How you doing? Alright, but can that bring in enough
plebs are needed
cash? Jameson Games, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chill team. How are you doing? Can that bring in enough cash or passengers here to make this even more profitable? Now we should add one more train to the main line. At least one more. Alright, so this, I have to remember the numbers of running these are at 180? Where are those 0? Oh yeah, because I haven't 12. Jameson Games with the raid as well coming through. Welcome, thank you very much. Hello. How are you doing? Are you doing some NIMBY Rails too, or something else? Escape from Tarkov, very cool. That's a game that looks like a lot of fun. Alright, so we want still 12 minutes here. Now we need to set, so ideal speed here, we're doing 180. I wish I would remember your your settings for that line. Alright, now let's see if refunds go crazy. And we want to add one more train to the loop. Or two more trains? One more train. Well, this is where we're making the money, so I think we're gonna justify 2 more trains. So these are sepias. 280. We just need 2. 28 more million. All right. Actually, when we get close and you can actually see the train. Alright. So you guys are waiting for your interval. Oh, you're welcome. So how's the gaming? It's like one of those games that's like I watch. It would be cool to get, you know, as deep as you can into that game, you know. Okay, still refunds have been pretty reasonable. 800,000 in fares. Spent 96 million on new trains. 61 million on construction. Oof. It's about 160 million to add one more city. Alright, it's gonna take some time to bake in. Passengers. Well, that might, some of those might be in those locations. So we stop, drop off 3, pick up 10. Drop off 2, pick up 4. Alright, here comes... So you're dropping off 2, picking up 3. That's not good for a big train. It is 1 in the morning, so that explains it. Yeah. Hey there, Fireman. Welcome. That does explain it. Alright, well, there's no reason to not keep going. We'll keep an eye on refunds. See if any issues pop up, but might as well. Time to keep going. So Vallejo would be next. Now we're getting into some expense. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like, wait a minute, it's Sunday. Or it's in the morning. At least, because I'm building in my home area, it's like, at least it's synced up to what, you know, to local time. If I was building somewhere else, because the clock syncs to my time. or to, you know, local time, and well, that's weird. Yeah, it's like syncing up the local time. If I, well, or my time. It's weird. It's like it offsets. It's like it's not the time here. It's or necessarily here. If I was over around the world, it'd be 1 p.m., but it would say 1 a.m. here. That and my days are synced to when I started the save at 1700 hours. Is that actual real time? Yeah, so that's the game running in real time. Imagine if we played it that way. 0. Wouldn't that be something? Alright, but we want to actually make some money. Alright. So what's our strategy here? Slow gameplay, yeah. It's like the people who have done like a moon landing in Kerbal in real time without time warp. Moon landing is just about possible because that's about a 72-hour, 3-day. There's less than that. No, it's 6-hour Kerbal days. 3 Kerbal days, 18 hours. Yeah, you could do a real-time moon landing in Kerbal. Real-time Minmus landing, that would probably be pushing it. Next destinations, yeah. Well, I know where I want to go. It's where I want to put the stations. I think the only viable way is to mostly follow the hills here. Except when I have to go through this valley. The Fireman 77, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Chill Team. And Obek Minion, and welcome as well. That's gonna be a little painful, but overall, following the edge of the hills is gonna be the winning strategy that make this somewhat viable. Although it's like it's a different view there. Yeah, but then again we have more people available here. And it's like just the Sacramento one, even though I didn't run a super long feeder route, it's like people really want to come here more than anywhere else. So we can definitely improve this. This is a feeder route. So I think this is so 16 on. That's getting into the rush hour morning 34. Each train can hold 280. But like coming in 208. So more people want to come here. Yeah. Well, hopefully by then I'm making money. Well, that's why I'm saying I need to go along the hills here. Avoid some of that infrastructure costs. as much as possible. Alright, San Jose. TwitchCon 2018. Let's see, where was University? City Hall. Not sure where the convention center is. Somewhere around there. Anyway, that's the goal for the this main line is San Jose. Alright, but for Vallejo. So I have the bridge there. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, we'll eventually have everything. But this one line is just gonna duplicate Capital Corridor, San Jose to Sacramento, and then once that's in place, we should be making enough money to actually do other things. Because we spent 160 million for that. Another 160 for that. We might get to Richmond. I'll probably have to borrow more money to get to Richmond. What were you generating as far? 144. There we go. That only picked up a few. $77. Dropped off 109. 2000. So where are all these people going? Oops. That. Just info. There we go. Wow, everybody's super angry. Counting though. Yeah, refunds have been pretty... $137,000 at the station. 158. Where are they? Where are they wanting to go? Sassoon City, Vacaville. I think that's in. Yeah, kind of all over the place. All right, anybody giving refunds? Fairfield East is giving a little bit. Compensation's been that. Fairfield West. A few more. Okay, there's actually the bigger problem. Not too bad, but let's see if we can figure out who's the angry. Who are the angry ones? Hey, how you doing, Willie? Welcome. Once again, well, you're very welcome. Alright, you... Okay, you got some angry people. So by destination... Origin... Everywhere. Everywhere's angry. It's not a whole lot, so I'm not too concerned. $2 million. Alright, Wednesday. We made $2 million profit. Not too concerned at the moment. Let's see if that, as long as that doesn't go like way up. As long as that's less than 1%, so that's acceptable. Alright, one step at a time. Vallejo next. Alright. Totally not realistic to where... There's 80. Fairgrounds. Great America, or used to be Great America, now I think it's Six Flags. It's like, you can tell how old time I am, still calling it Great America. I got moved to San Jose. If I do run down here, do I want to just almost skip Richmond? Well, what I could do is we'll do it not quite like, because I think a longer line will cause problems. So we'll terminate in Richmond. What we'll do is we'll come down and then use this to poke into there, and we'll have two stations. One for the Richmond to Sacramento line, one for the Richmond to San Jose line. So we'll terminate here, because that'll be about as much money as I can spend before I make more. And then we might spend some time trying to optimize mainly Sacramento, trying to get some big numbers going. So we'll have a big population here to anchor the other end. So I think that's the plan. Alright, so in Vallejo itself, station... in woodland. Pretty. Where's there? That's Winters. Davis. There's Woodland. Pretty good. So just as an example, if we do $1,300. So I think the highest ones I've seen are like 1,800. What was the highest station? Sacramento we have 1,700, 900, 1,500, 1,600. So far that's the champion, almost 1,800. 1,850, wow. Doesn't look like that dense. 2,590. 6,700? Really? This like blows the charts away. I'm surprised Davis isn't like the anchor then. Yeah, these are all pretty low. Vacaville's not too bad. Yeah, the station's pretty bad, but 1,800, 2,600, 14, 18, 18. Fairfield, we're doing 18, 17. Alright, so if we're gonna escape across this tip, which it's not as easy as it may sound. All these squiggly roads, it may not let me build a very nice. I'll probably have to go there. It's because of the fact that if you go to an angle, too sharp of an angle, it won't let you build the road. You may have to build out viaducts. I'm thinking closer is better than. Make sure I avoid that water. Tunnels are, let's see. So a tunnel is for 200 meters, which is 200 double track, so 200 meters twice, 400 meters, but 200 meters is 4 million, 4.6 million. So that's 2.3 million a kilometer. So that's 2.3 per kilometer. And viaduct is, let me just build a kilometer. That's 100 meters. So that'd be 20 million per kilometer. And that is 1.8 million per 100, so 18 million per kilometer. So tunnels a little bit more expensive. Alright, so now our object is... Oh, why didn't that reset? It's weird. Alright, we're coming through there. So get out of here as quick as possible. Skirt that. Alright, so we want to get over this way as soon as possible. Keep that 210. Fortunately, it's not counting these little dirt roads as overpasses. Perfect. But that's 4 overpasses. 2 highways and the 2 frontage roads. Alright, let's get out of here now. Oh, come on. Kill me, Smalls. Existing right away is for the win. There, let's go to viaduct. Oop. 60 million. It's one of the longer stretches, so it's not too bad. And there's no... Don't check for slow points. As long as we can stay Above 220. Viaduct slow down to 249. Nope, that's not good. That's still 350. And 249, 350. All right, fix that one. Can I fix this 275? It doesn't matter. No, that's probably as good as that's going to be. Good thing I checked, because that 98 would have killed me. 350. $210 coming to the station. Perfect. Alright, so now I think it's definitely going to pay to burn in the tram lines on this one first. Get the have the passengers be able to get here as soon as we start to bring the trains down here. See, what I need are things like charts, like what percentage of the train's full. I think that's one of the things on this roadmap is like graphs and charts and all the extra data. Because that would tell me, it's like, do I need, if I'm running at near capacity, then it's like, okay, I need more trains. If I'm loading at 30% capacity, I need less trains. Yeah, very much a data game. Need more data than what we're getting. Alright, I think we'll do the same thing. Yeah, we can grab Benicia. So that was 60 million. That wasn't too... So we're about the same distance to Richmond. Do I want to spend on the main line first? Because it's relatively cheap to do the trams. In fact, I could probably, just like Sacramento is just a really simple 3-stop extension. And see where it's pulling in huge demand for people going there, not necessarily going back. 44 going back. So let's keep these simple for now. I'll just run a three line extension in. I'm running 4 trams on that one. But yeah, that's information you need, is like how... Can I move these after the fact? No. Oh yeah, we still actually made the track. That is Vallejo. First one never deletes. $60 million. So it's about 1 million. Well, again, this is double, so 15 kilometers? Doesn't quite sound right. Because the 30,000 meters is both tracks. He wants to add the single tracking at some point and signals, so we can build a little bit cheaper. 15 overpasses, 50, so a quarter of my budget this overpasses. And I did not really abuse. Yeah, so maybe we can't. No, we can make it near 300 million. But let's go ahead and do this one. Didn't I? What did I just rename? Did I rename Fairfield? I did. Yeah, so I'll just have a run that just goes into downtown Vallejo. We'll keep it simple, keep it relatively cheap, and then we'll get into Richmond, see where we stand. Then, yeah, because if I can get more passengers on the main line where we're making most of our money. See on refunds, compensations, 80,000. Can live with that. 3.5 million a day on the weekdays. Saturday, still doing pretty good. 1.5. Yeah, let's just have a single tram line in downtown. And then we'll move on to Richmond. Station tram. Too far. There we go. It's kind of hard to get the right. These 100-meter stations. Probably could save a lot of money just by not building these stations full size. As big as I do. Alright, there's station number 1. And every one of these stations is named after a school. Yeah, Transport Fever does a really good job. It's a very satisfying feel to it all. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of plow right into downtown there. And boop. Lincoln Elementary School. Everyone is just going to different schools around the state. Nishmar inter-district PTA meetings, yep. 1700, 1600, 1600, see? Yeah, I mean, I could have done the population density thing. Where it doesn't actually seem that dense there. It's actually a little better up there. It's a pretty good one. But we'll, like I said, we'll tie in all this stuff one way or the other. For now, we just want to get... start making some money. 5 million there. Build all difference. And then I don't think we need. I think 3 trams again will do just as well as we need. New line. Stops, color. We have a dark green. Vallejo local. Sticker price. That's definitely something we can play around with. I think that's... Once I get to Richmond, I think that's what we'll play around with, optimizing what we have. He says he does it based on like road density. He'd like to take actual population data into the game, but right now it's kind of based on road density. All right, new stops. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like UC Davis is the one that has like, it didn't look like that many. I hope I did it wrong. But I had like 6,000. I'm surprised that that isn't like, I think it's generating. I wonder if that's generating most of our passengers that go to Sacramento. Have to take a look at some of that stuff. Alright, so now the ideal speed is 40. And we only want 30 seconds. Estimate the travel times. 23 minutes. With 3 trams, 24, 8 minutes separation. We'll do 7 minutes to 7. I'll put 3 trams on there. 3 trains. 3 cars. 25 million. We're waiting packs. Yeah, 200 for standard, 2 track station. Yeah, we'll zoom in when we zoom. Yeah, there's something. Yeah, when you click it, it's like I think Fairfield at 1800 because of 3 different stations there. But yes, there seems to be capacity. Although I saw more people in the station than the capacity at one time. All right. Local. Alright, so they're running there, and now we just need to extend Capital Corridor. Then, I'm not going to add the trains to that yet, because we want to make sure we have enough money to get to Richmond. And then, like I said, after that, we'll optimize this and grow this line as best as we can. And then, yeah, lots of people down there. Yeah, the zoomed out seems to be, there's some people there. But why? So like I said, if it's based on that Fairfield or UC Davis, is it simply because this is purple? See, look how crazy. Oh, it's because all the little it's almost like the parking lot lanes are all marked. Oh yeah, all the footpaths. Since all the footpaths are marked, it actually thinks they're all streets. So it just thinks, holy cow. I mean, there is a lot of people there. But that's why UC Davis is absolutely crazy population. Because that's easily 3 times as much as any other station on the map we have so far. So that's something you can take advantage of if you kind of know the system. So yeah, see, Golden Gate, it thinks Golden Gate Park is just filled with people because of all the footpaths. Airport. And look at all the people living in the in the maze. That's one thing he wants to add, though, is destinations. So, like an airport would be a high demand destination. That's the thing, you have to come up with generalized data for the entire world to do that. If he was just working on the map of California, it's like you just add that data in by hand. But when you're trying to generalize the entire world, people living at the airport. Alright, let's extend this. So we want to, from Fairfield, Vacaville, that's the one I think we want. Vacaville C. Now we add, and so we go beyond Fairfield. And then to Valley Ho. And then Fairfield again. And we're done. Alright, we're just gonna let that run. See, refunds are still reasonable. It might be tricky, yeah, exactly. Let's take a look at China there. Still know why the mountains cut off there. Oh, and then what was it? Oh yeah, there's this weird triangle in the middle of between United States and Mexico, where the mountains don't show. It's like that's a real Area 51. This is just the fake one over here in Nevada. That's the real Area 51. And there, where's Boca Chica? There it is, Boca Chica Village. I think that's SpaceX. Yeah, tank farm. Man, look at all the water you'd have to cross. Holy moly. Okay, there's the Rio Grande, I was gonna say. It's kind of hard to see. But man, that'd be... yeah, Minecrafters. But yeah, let's look at China for a second. Go this way. Okay, there we go. Shanghai. Okay, that legit has the purple. A silly thing like that. Hong Kong. Okay, that is deeply purple. Alright, then we got our little trains running around here. Alright, refunds, compensations, still keeping down. Alright, let's see what... It's 3 in the morning, so... And it's Saturday. So probably not the best time to... As long as those refunds don't get out of hand. 70,000. It's a little more than I'd like, but it's not killing us. Alright. So now we got our Richmond station. Alright, so we're gonna poke into here. Then we'll come around, take advantage of all this greenery. Thinking, I don't think the stations collide with anything, so they might be a good way of getting across certain rivers. Alright, so that'll be the Sacramento leg station, and then the San Jose leg station will go next to it. We'll put the current tram stations out here. So we'll probably have 2 lines outside, 2 lines inside. Yeah. Alright. Now to get out of here. Let's go for that. See, this time it built the bridge across the water automatically. I guess because it's only a line. Doesn't care about these paths. Dirt roads, whatever they are. So we can get out of here with as much speed as possible. Keep it all over 300. I think I want to do that, but let's jiggle all these. I think over 250 is good. Twice. This is called NIMBY Rails. It's all about building train lines on a real-world map.
Plebs are needed.
Plebs are needed. Jaffley, welcome to the Chill Team. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Brand new, early access. Huge potential for the game. All right, we can at least keep up our 220. Our trains can go 220, so hey Dazzler, welcome. Oh, thank you. All right, so we made that corner. Now we gotta get up to here. Go ahead and get out of this station. Do I just plow through all that? And wiggle everything once we kind of get the main point here. This might, well, we're gonna have to have viaduct across the thing anyway. Holy cow, that's murder. There's two highways there either way. $43 million so far. Oof. And I haven't got across that part. It's San Francisco Bay Area. So we're starting in Sacramento and working way to Richmond right now. Then we'll build another line to San Jose and then probably one up to San Francisco. Absolutely murder me. That's not too bad if I could get there. Alright, viaduct time. That's only 5 million so far. Alright, 57 million so far. And we'll have to do a lot of wiggling. 10 million. Not too bad. If I ever try this, that will be the expense. But hopefully by then we'll be making so much money it won't make a difference. Right now, this like... time I had the trains and all this. What do we have going on here? 7 passengers. Refunds have no refunds. No, 14,000. We can live with that. Yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go into Richmond, and then we're gonna put a parallel thing there. I'm not, until there's signaling and stuff in there, I'm not sure that any kind of branching is going to be stable. Because what's happened with kernel failure is you had a couple of tram lines that are fairly complicated with connections, and they keep jamming up, and with the whole mechanism of passengers getting angry, not being able to get to their destination in the trams, refunding for the long haul ticket. It's like all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, there's 100 million in refunds. So as the game updates and it gets some more of that stuff. 72, no. Alright, do that, and then we'll wiggle. Keep it straight as possible, give me more options later. Not even halfway. Actually, doing the thing where you kind of create targets in the middle, like you do in Transport Fever, I think that would make a lot of sense. Still 350, 284. Should be able to wiggle that. Get between these pawns. No, 250 million. It's going to cost 75, so probably about 90 million by the time I'm done for the track. Additional trains would be... Oh, just these 3 local trams were 25 million total for all 3. We still have to run a tram line over here. We're kind of thin on trains for the main line, so adding a couple of those trains will add another, I think, 15 million each. Another 30 million there. Yeah, you spend your money fast in this one. placing the stations and connecting them. Yeah, that's what I do, is I place a station. Yeah, having especially in Transport Fever, putting a piece of track first as a target helps you get your curves looking good. It's kind of similar in this one, but not quite. Oh, what did you do? Oh, push that over. Now we can fix that. Oop. All right, there's the southern leg. All right. Okay, because that's... Yes, the only... If it's the separated type road, then it causes a bridge. This doesn't. Alright. Now wiggle time. $184. $220 is goal. $215 would be acceptable. 188. $220. Messed up that one. It's like get the compromise between the two. 215, 222. It's probably where I can gain some speed. Yeah, definitely. There we go. So now compromise those two. 220, 224. Our target speed is only 180, so this should all be good. Kilometers per hour. Hello, Killer Fun, welcome. The trains I'm using can go 220, but I've set a target speed of 180 to make sure that they can make the trip without any delays. So over 220 is ideal. Less than 220 is not really going to hurt us. 350 is the max. But when you go over a bridge, it's 249 max. Which is faster than anything the real trains here do. I wish our trains went that fast. $275. $215. Yes, we bottom out at 215. That's not too bad. Get across the bridge. Wasn't too... Oh, 156. That needs to go. There we go. 315, 318. 350, 350. Yep, 90 million for the line. 330. 350. Since we got to cross this at a minimum angle, this makes this a little bit difficult. But then we got 300, 289, 309, 350, 350, 296, 229. Maybe keep it above 220. Boop. Beijing this. Oh wow. Yeah, we do. It's like California keeps planning a bullet train from San Francisco to LA, but it's like it's so expensive to get anything up like that up and running. Alright, 90 million, build all blueprints. It's a 10 million viaduct, 32 million ground, one station, 31 overpasses, 31 million, so almost half. They're about a third of our budget was just overpasses. Which is why going through a city, living in Ottawa. Oh yeah, that'd be. Yeah, see. Yeah, back east where there's higher density. Yeah, it would make much more sense. But yeah, I'd love a bullet train to go down to LA. Because our train right now that I'm kind of semi-mimicking the route shares the freight line, and so it's like it can get stuck. Because I take it once in a while. We go to San Francisco that way. I don't have to worry about cars and parking. Because it'll drop you off in Richmond, and then you can take BART into San Francisco. Yeah, it's expensive. Alright, but we got that. Build it. Alright, now we have 170 million left. So we need our trams to feed this sucker, because it only has 842. Looks like a good population up here. I'm only gonna start the tram. I'll do 1, 2, 3. We'll do 4 stops. Coming out here and then along the coast. Keep it relatively cheap. Looks like there's a pretty good number of customers there too. Alright, so new station. Tram. It's 100 meters. The tram lines, you don't have to worry about the streets. You do have to worry about the rivers and water, but you don't have to worry about the streets. Because otherwise it'd just be way too fiddly. Alright, another elementary school gets its own tram station. Put in the park. Well, it might be the park that gets the name. Yep. 1800, 1900. Looks like a good place. 2000 there, nice. So 1, 2. Three. Oops. And 4. Oop. Yeah, it's still true. Yeah, I did it the BART way. I'll have to look into the bus possibility next time I go. And then Twitch is... where's Twitch? I've been to Twitch headquarters. Oh yeah, it doesn't say streets. Where is... the UPS store? Oh, there, I'm totally on the wrong side of things. There's Market. Union Square. It's on Bush Street. Somewhere in here. Yes, yeah, I'm from Sacramento. Yeah, Twitch's headquarters is somewhere in this area. Well, it doesn't have street names, but it's on Bush Street. Powell? Because I was like right up the street from the Powell station. Powell... or is it one more down? It wasn't by Union Square. I think whatever this station is, you go up. It's either in this building or one of these 2 blocks, I think. Yeah, it's a really neat place to just... yeah, kind of wander around. And then to get the cable car and go over to the Fisherman's Wharf and all that stuff. There's old trolleys that go around, go down Market, and then go around the all the piers. So you can hop on one of those and go, you know, get around. Japantown's really cool. Chinatown, of course. Golden Gate Park is like 2 days all in itself. It's a mess, but there's so much of it that it's you know, it's easy to get to wherever you need to go to. It's more as a stranger to town, figuring it out. Caltrain, yeah, exactly. Just so many choices, and you know, you kind of have to know the system. And water, it's not letting me cross. Nope, I just created a new track. Oh, that's because I'm doing. It's because I'm doing stations. Oops. We need to do track. There we go. Oh, so it won't let you build a station across a river. And Bart's not that bad. But yeah, it's not. The fact that it goes to the airport now is huge. It used to not do that. Like big cities, yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised I like big cities as much as I do. So I'm definitely a suburb raised, and but yeah, it's surprisingly comfortable. You know, just kind of visiting San Francisco, walking around. What I'll probably have to do when the network gets bigger is name these stations the first name of the main city and then slash its local name. Yeah, that's a good point. A good way of putting it. Three, four. All right, 7 million. So that's not too bad. 7 million there. Again, the trains. If we just put 3 trains on there. Did I do the thing with stuff? Did not. Surprised it didn't cause issues. And then that 180, 130. There we go. So far Vallejo to Fairfield is the biggest. Biggest single trip, although now this is going to be the next one. It might be shorter. Let's see. We'll have to see if my theory on the crow flies, because the people who want to go from here to there will think they're paying for this distance, but they're actually being charged for this distance. Although I'm only doing $2 per line. All right, so let's build a line. New line. Let's see, for Vallejo. Vallejo. I'll have to rename a lot of these when we get more of them. Local. New stops. Boop. And done. And with 3 trains, 10 minutes should do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like when I go to San Francisco with friends, and you know, it's like we're taking a car. It's like your entire planning is around where you can park. It's like, okay, we can park here, so that means we can visit these places, and then there's this parking place here that I know about, so let's go there, and that means we can visit these places. Doot. Alright, so trains. Okay, so now we're 3 more city trams, 3 cars each, 25 million. Bam. Nope, this is Richmond local. Change that. There we go. 141 million left. That's lines. Boop. Can you reorder them? Alright, so we have all these. Now we just have to extend the main line. Refunds have been reasonable. Nope, compensations. Let's figure out where that's going on. But first, it's still, well, we're doing 5 million a year. Or a day. Oh, we're in a new day now. What do we do? 3.6. Where did we do 5 million? Monday? So we did less on Tuesday. Okay, we are throwing some refunds in somewhere. I'll have to look that up. Alright, let's extend the main line. So we want to do that. Start Fairfield. E. Because then we go to Vallejo C. and then to Richmond B, and then we're done there. And now we need to set intervals and 180, 130, estimated travel times. All right. So there is our minimum weight. Why are these all? I guess. Oh, because these are branch waiting times. These aren't the station waiting times. Oop. All right. "12-minute intervals." Okay, we have how many trains on this?
Plebs are needed.
Plebs are needed. Pat Fact, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Chill Team. How you doing? And public transport, yeah, right. Subway goes, yep. No, this is mainline railroad, not subway. But I wish our trains went this fast. So what's that? That's over 110 miles per hour. Yeah, the train that actually travels this tops out maybe at 70 miles per hour, or maybe 110 kilometers per hour. And then there's someplace down here where it goes through almost like some freight yards. The track is just so needing replacement. You're just like swinging back and forth. It's like you think the train's gonna fall over. Yeah, there's the actual right of way. Yeah, it's interesting when you can actually find the right of way. Looking at the maps, there's gotta be something that caused that. Probably a hill. Well, that's probably a hill. Hilltop. Plane map. Yeah, a little easier to see there. This looks like there's two different train routes come back together here. Yep, and then Oakland, Oracle Arena. There's a BART station right next to the arena there. Port of Oakland. Jack London Square, yeah, the Caltrain goes right by there. Love letter to Oakland. I gotta put a station there just for that. No, it's I'm not sure what open source map he's using. He mentioned it in his some of his notes. Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. Alright, but we got our trains going. Alright, so who's giving the refunds? Not our main line. It's weird because those of you who've been here a while know, but you pay when you get on the train. But if you get to your destination and decide that took too long or was too expensive, you can ask for a refund. And there's another circumstance where you get compensation, which adds even more on there, which we aren't paying compensation, so that's good. Just refunds. And so that can, it's just a way of calibrating what your ticket price should be. OpenStreetMap. Okay. No refunds. Yeah, the fact that it was an, what was the download? It was only like 8 gigabytes, which is not bad. 16 gigabytes, yeah. Yeah, that's not bad for how much data there. So I mean, it's the same concept as the new Microsoft flight simulator. Same thing. It's like go anywhere in the world, see pretty much whatever you want to see. All right, now we gotta get this. So first thing I gotta do is spread these trains out a little bit more. So let's do that. So stops. So we are running a total of, where does it say trains? 12 stops. Say how many trains? State? Yes, we don't quite have enough data for everything. So an hour 48. And then back to Sacramento, so that 10 hour 48 and another 10 minutes. So we're running about 2 hours, and we have, I think, 8 trains. Full stops. I'm not sure it's counting everything right, because it's counting this plus this, but it has to get back to Sacramento. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But 2 hours. Somewhere it says how many trains. 12 stops. Should say how many trains. 38 trains total. Six trains. Alright, so 2 hours. So we want better separation. We want 20 minutes. But we don't want to, if we overdo it, then the last two get squished and they can't do it, so more like 16 minutes needs to be the interval. Okay, that, unlock that. Oh, was that locked before? Better re-estimate these times. There we go. Because if you manually edit it, then it changes. Alright, nope, we got some compensations there. We're probably gonna... Because now all the trains have to wait to reset the interval. San Fran. Yes, yeah, exactly. Let me zoom out here. So right now we're only to Richmond. We have another 143 million, but I think I want to spend that on optimizing this route. Get more money per day. And I gotta figure out where these refunds are coming from. So Davis, counting. Davis isn't giving. Dixon usually gives. No, Dixon isn't giving us problems anymore, so that's good. Fairfield East. Okay, there's some. Fairfield West. There's some. A little bit in Richmond. Oh, did I not even set any price on that? Stops. Nope, I did not. I was gonna say, where's the revenue? They're still asking for refunds? Yeah, I think, like I said, I think the crowflies issue is happening here. No, you can set the colors to whatever you want. Everything that's not this salmon colored line is local tram lines. So you only have trams and main lines. And then the main line can run. If you need viaducts for bridging stuff or tunnels, it's used for both. Alright, so that... Alright, so now at least we're making some money. We're still getting some refunds. But yeah, I think it's a crowfly issue. So if I... Next train that comes down, we're gonna look at the passengers. Okay, so slow down. This is actually running real time. Okay, they're very, very angry. Time, fare, time. Now, I wish I knew how to fix the time issue. I can fix the fare issue by just lowering the fares. 197. Alright, and then who's... Anybody angry enough for a refund? Not quite. Time minus 96. Oh yeah, that's the Davis. So Davis is supplying everybody right now. Alright, so nobody here is quite going to ask for a refund. "13 passengers waiting." It's like there needs to be one more speed between this speed and top speed. Then you can see the revenue. 12 passengers got on, paid $2 each. So I have a flat rate for my trams right now. 3.7 million. Refunds and compensations, not too bad. I think they're from me stretching out the capital corridor. Sacramento, Vacaville, some refunds. Vallejo, some refund. Small amount of refunds is not bad because it means your prices are right at the edge. No freight on it. I don't know if freight is planned. That'd be kind of neat. Or a freight version of the game. Let's hope this... The potential for this game is just unlimited. Right now it's just one guy working on it. But if he can get enough attention, enough... yes, we had some refunds there. Alright, so you guys got any angry... Panol... Yeah, okay, so that's... Yeah. It's the Crowfly situation. Fair time. So I need to... Unfortunately, it means I need to lower the price for the whole line, even though it's not. Recent route upgrades. Yeah, stuck in traffic can be a big issue with that. I shouldn't ever have traffic issues because I never have my lines right now. Because the, yeah, I think my issues are Crowfly. The people here think they should be getting here sooner than they are. Because they have to go up there and around. So I need to lower this price by just a little bit. But let's up that. Let's start playing around. So now it's all about optimization for a little while. Have enough money to add some tram lines if necessary. So let's lower the per kilometer. And again, we're not refunding that much. Now it's about getting more people on the trains. Swingle. Never heard of the place.
Plebs are needed.
Plebs are needed. Muhammad 2F, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chill team. How are you doing? But yeah, it's like timing wise, I was trying things like adding time to here to give it buffer room, but it just makes the train slow down to match that time. So that is... I think that only works if you've estimated... If you set your time speed faster, but you know this leg has a really slow section of track, then you can add some time to get it to average out. But hey Kane, how you doing? Welcome. And then there's a whole thing with the scheduling. It's another deep dive. If you want to get into individual train schedules. Okay, looks like 1600 is the start of the day. Or start of the week. That's a whole nother deep dive. Right now, running costs are small enough that you can just ignore this and let it run overnight with no passengers, and it's not really going to hurt your bottom line. Wee. Slot mode. Intervention. That kind of just resets. Passengers. Yeah, let's see how many are we the time? No, we're at midnight. It's not gonna get a lot of not gonna get a lot of useful data there. Can look at the speed. It's actually going 197. I set it for optimized for 180. So it's going faster to account for slowing down and speeding up out of the station. California City. North of Edwards Air Force Base, sure. Alright. There it is. There it is. California City Middle School. Elementary school, post office, Victorville. Almost have like a racetrack going around there. And they got all the little farm roads and boy, there's sure a lot of water in the desert, isn't there? Desertsurvival.org friendly land. Nope. Is that racetrack? But obviously probably a drag strip. On the testing facility. Ah, okay. Mojave, Chaffee. It's not, obviously not the actual, or is that the X1 loading pit? I guess it is the population, yeah. Okay, it's not picking these because it doesn't see it counts these as roads for collisions that has a separation, but not the solid lines. Oh, Fort Irwin. What the heck is that? Test center. It's like I could look at maps forever. Bakersfield. A friend of mine from high school moved to Bakersfield for a while and visited there. Oh, Hyundai. Stockton. Alright, okay, we're getting in the meat of the day, so I do want to see 50 going to Richmond, 123 coming out, that's not too bad. 216, 218. $280, there we go, coming out of Fairfield. 280 coming out of Vacaville. 280 coming out of Dixon. 280 coming out of Davis. And 159 coming out of Sacramento. Okay, let's see what's going the other way. 280, so that's definitely a sign we need more trains. 211. Let's look at the station to see if how many people were leaving on the platform. 174. 71. So I need to feed these stations more. And 192 coming out of Richmond. And all the people are fairly happy. Those people are a little more angry. But refunds and compensations are reasonable. Fare and time. Yeah, I'm not sure quite what the difference is. What their expectations are. Alright, so... Oh yeah, how many people are leaving on the station? 1,000. Okay, so we can definitely run at least 2 more trains. So we got 1,000 in Davis. Sacramento isn't full. So yeah, we need to put at least 2 more trains on here. Dixon, nothing. Vacaville though, 600, 280 on the train, so anything over 280s means we're leaving money on the table. It's probably the people angry waiting. Vallejo, not too many. 64. Yeah, it means we're leaving money on the table. I have no idea what happens if you go bankrupt. You can take out more loans, which may be worth it because infrastructure is so expensive. Alright, so let's add 2 more trains, but that's gonna purchase new trains. Two more units. Sepia. That doesn't change. 28 million. I want to readjust the so now we have 8 trains. So now 14 minutes on the interval. No, 13. Yeah, it's a little less though. It's an hour 44, hour 45. I'm still thinking they're missing the time to get looped back to Sacramento. Because it starts at 0 in Sacramento, which makes sense. It's 923 plus 130 weight at Davis. So 10. Then the Dixon, then the there. So that's the time to Davis on the way back. But the time to get back to Sacramento is not accounted for in that number. Yes, it's not too bad. $15. And again, it's like one of those things. It's like, is the game as it is something you would be happy to pay that much for? Because it's 17 regular price or $17.99 regular price, I think. US dollars, of course. Alright, so that... So we're past rush hour. 4 o'clock. No, we're still... But we don't have that huge backlog we were having before. Dixon. So right now it would be about adding more tram lines to each city, especially here in Richmond. And then slowly adding more trains to the main line to just get revenue up per day. Nothing money can't solve. Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. Like I said, it's like that's the early access, calculation in your mind. It's like, is the game I'm getting right now, am I going to play it enough to make the initial purchase worth it? I'd say this game, the main issue is once I run out of money, it takes so long to accumulate more money to be able to build more stuff. So you have this early game bottleneck once you run out of the initial $1 billion, and you've borrowed as much as you can. I think the interest rate is higher on the later borrowings. That you literally just have to leave the game running. The YouTuber Colonel Failure was playing it, and he literally had to just leave the game running for 72 hours straight to make enough money to do his next stretch of track. So that's the issue right now as far as playability. That's why I kind of picked kind of a high density area, try to get that daily revenue going to the point where I could afford to build up pretty fast. But I think there's also so there's that point where you're waiting and waiting and waiting for money. But then when you finally get... So if I were to loop the Bay Area and optimize this and optimize the Sacramento area, I'd probably reach the point where I would be then getting enough money to keep building. So it's probably like struggle, and then you hit a tipping point where it's like you just have billions and billions of dollars, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna build to New York now. Yes, we're going as fast as you can go. where each minute is a second, 60 times. Or you could do real time, where each second is a second. And the middle time is, it's like 5 times? 10 times? But it's definitely 60 times for this. Nope, there's another one of those carved out spaces. Yeah, there's nothing that fast. Right now, if you have, because there's no signaling, if you have complex branching and routing, if you go super fast, it can break. Oh, speaking of breaking, those guys broke. Why are you following each other? There we go. Yep, see that stuff like that happens when you're going super fast. The time interval broke between the two cars. Speed up for 12 months. Deep learning, yeah. So yeah, stuff like that breaks if you, it still breaks if you run at full speed. Actually, now that he's waiting, we're good. Unless this other one, okay, this one's waiting, okay, yeah. Well, that, if they're waiting, that means I've messed up. Okay, there we go. That, nope. Okay, this wait interval is too long, so that's my bad. 13 minutes. Am I counting down from like 20? No, that's the other one. Yeah, we definitely want to squeeze this up a little bit, because I think they're I think what's happening is the last one catches up to the first one, and when they get in the same station, then they can both go drive out together. So, yeah, so that was my bad on that one. About having quality options. almost 2 a.m. to call it a night. Alright. Jafly, thank you so much for hanging out. Much appreciated. Yeah, so that was my bad on too long of an interval. Yeah, there we go, that looks better. And then that, so, no, 1 a.m. It's a bad time to speed everything up again. Let's look to see if any of the... So adding an extension to... That's interesting. Might just see how long we can extend this. Maybe throw... Because ideally what we want is long enough so the train actually, or the trams are actually semi-full. But we made 3.9 million, so almost 4 million. Alright, then our capital corridor is doing most of that, I believe. Yep, 3.5 million there. Alright, so let's play with the fares. Let's start with Sacramento. So let's start pushing the fares on the North Line here. 100,000. Actually, let me see the 18th. Well, that's not good. $50,000, $34,000. That one's making a lot of money. I think because we get a lot of deliveries here. 22,000, 48. Refunds do we have? 126. It's going up. It's still less than 10%. It's not too much of an issue. But if I get... They're not refunding on the local fares, so let's go ahead and play around with local fares. Let's start with this one. Yeah, service patterns would be cool. I mean... This is definitely the kind of game where it's like if you want, if you wanted to give people the option of being a spreadsheet geek on this game, I think people would totally dig it. Yes, exactly. You can get through the schedule running more trains rush hour. But let's play around with this. So we're gonna let's find out where the breaking point is for base ticket price for people getting angry on here, because we're not getting any refunds here. Because apparently getting this Sacramento, everyone's happy. Yeah, it's like green. Average, happy, super happy. Okay, $3 seems doesn't really phase them. It's a short line though, so I think we can push more on this line than we can on some of the other lines. But if I can get each of the local lines making more like 500,000 per year, that would boost our revenue significantly. Still purring along. I want to find out where they break. And then we can back it off. And then we can do that for each of the other lines as well. Because a little bit of refunds, I think I could probably fix that by lowering the price a little bit more on the capital corridor. Okay, so now we're getting pretty full. Actually, most of the people were wanting to leave back into Sacramento. So we're dropping off a bunch. Picking them up on the trams. Yeah, so that's where we're making our money, is picking people up here in Sacramento. And taking them on. So dropped off 42 there. Well, they're still accepting it, so let's push it some more. $65 light rail charge. Okay, that tipped them over the edge. Okay, 5. That tipped them over the edge. All right, Davis, what have you got? Let's go ahead and boost it straight up to 5. No refunds. Now, see, for the most part, they aren't going to be going from. Are you going to be going to? Are you going to school, or are you getting out of here? Destination. No, some of them are going local. But $5, no refund so far. All right, let's see how far we can push you guys. For longer routes, I probably would have to go to a per kilometer thing for the trams. Still no refunds. Just want to make sure they go through a full cycle before I... $7. Considering how many people come out of this station. $904, holy cow. Still no refunds. $5 million. So we need to make $18 million a month to pay off the loan. So that's about 600,000 per day. So everything after that is gravy. Wow, you guys are rich. So last 80,000. So I think we're basically making the interest with our trams, and I think the capital corridor is pure profit at this point. Yes, yeah, if they're unhappy. Oh, that's true. Have we? Okay, so we did trigger. First time the main line has had very few, and we are pushing up on there. So we've moved some refunds somewhere. That did go up again. So I guess you can tell where it's happening. Not that speed. So I wish the numbers wouldn't go that fast. $300,000 versus 5, still less than 10%. Well, keep that there and see if we can push some other things. Dixon is next. All right. Nope, you guys have gone crazy again. So here's obviously where our biggest problems are again. So can I fix this with an adjustment here again? Let's push that up. Nope, that's definitely still going up. Oh no, refunds. Nope, they just jumped. Since this is my main money maker, that's refunds there. So I'm thinking, I think these Davis people are asking for the refunds in Dixon now. Alright, so if I drop this back down to 5. Davis still doesn't have any. That's still going up. Now we're over 10%, so now we're concerned. Any place else have Fairfield is... Yep, they're angry there too. Fairfield West, bad. Alright, let's find out where the people who... Okay, so where are they coming from? By origin. Okay, no one there wants to... You're probably the angriest. You're not too bad. I guess we won't know until they transfer. Alright, so the people in Fairfield. Okay, nobody's there by origin. Okay, can't tell yet, so I'll have to see when they get on trams. See if any refunds happen now. Oh, a couple of them. I guess we have to find out where. Where those refunds are happening. I bet it's let's go crazy. I don't think prices in your local area are going to make that much difference. Sorry, 5. Alright, Davis, counting. You guys are perfectly happy. Sacramento's perfectly happy. Then we get Dixon, and they are perfectly unhappy. Hey, Utter Confusion, welcome. This is NIMBY Rails, a brand new rail game where you can build rails anywhere in the world. It's kind of the rail building equivalent of the Microsoft Simulator, where it uses real map data to build the game on. Yeah, that's just causing havoc. So 200, so about 15%. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Intending to be, yeah, exactly. But let's look at the other ones. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Richmond's so-so. That one's good. Vacaville local is bad. Vallejo local is bad. Corridor is bad. Alright. Let's go back to our... Let's go back to our baseline where things were not bad. $25 definitely make it then. we're still making a profit, so and then this was at 1.4. And nobody's riding each other's rear ends here. Okay, looks like it's kind of frozen at 270,000. Dixon being our biggest offender for refunds, so Vacaville is kind of challenging that. City Hall. Yeah, because I went to elementary school there. Elementary. And the old nut tree used to be really cool. Now it's, they kind of brought it back a little bit, but it was like roadside attraction with, you know, really cool toy store, little miniature railroad you could ride that did a loop between the little shops and the airport. It's one of those local flavor things that just you can't recreate anywhere else. Yep. Okay. So we've locked it down. Okay. Now the refunds have stopped coming again. All right. So the young eagles flying out there. Oh, very cool. That we're working on Northern California, Sacramento to the Bay Area. So far we're the Richmond. I want to eventually get all the way down to San Jose and then loop back up to San Francisco. But Vacaville is the town I grew up in. Now I live in Sacramento. The rink. Mather Air Force Base, or Mather Airport now. Cleveland Airfield used to be an Air Force Base as well. The old King's Arena, and then the new King's Arena is right there. California Railroad Museum is right here. Let's show it though. Ah, there it is. California State Railroad Museum. Really cool. They have a, you know, the big boy trains that they've been running around lately that they've restored. There's a train like that, but they reversed it so the cab was in the front. Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, that's the thing. We can go ahead and see how much that would. So if we went from, let's assume from there, because that's where I think BART goes under there, because there's less tunneling under the bay. Let's find out. So if we built a bridge, $52 million. And if we built a tunnel, $67 million. I don't think there's that many people on Yerba Buena Island. Yeah, it's not quite directly related, but it's about the same size. You know, 4884 or whatever it is. Are we leaving 12 o'clock? So we're now leaving people there. 13. 18. Where's the lunchtime rush? Got a couple more refunds. Oh, it's Saturday too. They're making $3 million on a Saturday. But that's why there's no people. So where's all the big... Oh, Cal Expo. That's where I worked. Not last summer, the summer before, for their state fair, eSports Expo. Did video directing for them. Horse race track. Okay, for some reason didn't think these... So recognize that this isn't as a parking lot and didn't put people living here. The river. American River. Golf course. I have golf there. All right, lines. Okay, next day. Dixon, okay, so far no refunds. All right, so Saturday was 2.8 million. Nope, somebody's giving refunds. Oh, who's giving those refunds? Fairfield. And Vacaville. Stop it. Yeah, exactly. Although, you know, it's like it's so long, it's like definitely helps with visibility. It's like you know where you're driving. You can see obstacles and whatever. Alright, so we're having problems there, so let's try 135. That bed in for a moment. Right, exactly. It's like, yeah, we expect the, although the diesels, depending on how it's, because it can go either way, it's like, yeah, even when it's cab forward, it's still not right on the nose. Alright, 3679, is that going up? That's the question. After a couple trains have cycled through. Okay, so it looks like I've solved that issue. Hey Animal, how you doing? Welcome. And then in Fairfield, see if that goes up anymore. Alright, looks like we solved that problem. So the little adjustment, just 5 cents a kilometer, has solved all our refund issues. Oh, there's still a couple, but it's still 5,000 out of 300,000. So 2%. That's just a Sunday. Okay, that went up a little bit. Fairfield East. $12.20. Falls off the edge of the world. Okay, so that's going up just a little. Again, the refunds are, if they're less than running costs, I think we can find that acceptable. Alright, so then our Turtle's End, that's all the way down. Yeah, but see, running costs, maintenance, pretty insignificant overall. 22,000, 5%. So creating a schedule would be to recapture only a part of that 5%. Probably the main benefit though would be to be able to put more trains out during a rush hour. And cake. Alright, let me take a break here. 4 hours. I think it's time for oxygen not included. So we're down Richmond. I have 127 million. I think next time I'll spend that on expanding the tram networks, especially down here, Vallejo and Richmond and Sacramento. And then to anchor the two ends, and then see if we can put on a couple more mainline trains to make more money per day, because we're making, I think, about on weekdays about 4 million, I'd say is safe to say. Fridays 4.7. There we spent a lot of money, but we still made about 3.7. Yeah, 3.5. 3.5. $4 million on that day. think we're doing good. And then per week, 25 million tickets per week. 17 million the week before, 9 million. So we've gone from 2 million or 3 million, 10 million, 17 million, 25 million. So we've increased about 6 to 8 million per week. New the way to San Jose, it's down here. Yeah, I think our main way of revenue is getting many more trains running. Those are expensive. How expensive are those things? The sepias are 14 million each. So we could afford 8. Let me go ahead and let it run. We're not. Let's get down to the day setting. I'll go take a break. And then we'll come back and do oxygen not included. Trans-Pacific line to Hawaii, right? Can we see it doesn't rotate around, so you can't do across the Bering Strait and then build your way to Moscow. You have to accept that the world is a rectangle. Yeah, I can't even get all the way to Bering Strait on this side. Go to Kamchatka. Do they even have anything out here? Okay, there's like no data. No, there's Murney. No, there's some stuff. It just happens that Siberia doesn't have a lot of places that have people. I don't know who would want to do anything here. London, there's a few people there. All right, let's quick way of getting back. All right, let me take my break and we'll come back with oxygen not included. Not the population. Population is guesstimated through. He said something about road density. Yeah, he does want multiplayer. Yeah, but he wants to have them. There. Let me see if I can find the roadmap, because it's pretty cool. Discussions. Roadmap. Okay, so how do I get the link to this? It's not quite like other posts. I don't think there's Oh, there we go. Just copy page your URL. There we go. That should send you to the roadmap if you want to take a look at it while I'm on break. So let me do that. So let's do this. And BRB. Boop and boop. Alright, I'm back. Thank you guys for waiting. Yes, I'm making money. So we made $1 million on Sunday. We've made almost $5 million on Monday. Well, it looks like Mondays are the good days. So if we can reach a point where we're making $20 million a day, that means I can earn enough money to build a new section of line every 4 to 6 days, or about essentially a new line a week, which isn't too bad. So that would be the goal, to be able to make 20. I don't think we can do with this line. I think I can optimize this line maybe to approach 10 if I can, you know, double the number of trains on there that we've pretty much maxed out. Well, we maxed out Dixon. Can still get some people out of Davis. We can definitely get more people out of the end cities. Fairfield will be pretty well maxed out as well. Four in the afternoon. Dropping off as many as we pick up. Oh, okay, and deep thoughts here. Okay, so we had our issue between Davis and Dixon, where they weren't happy coming in. And what I did is I lowered the ticket price a little bit to make them a little bit happier. But because they weren't making in time, so they got asked for refunds. Or they weren't making in time for the price they paid. Let's put it that way. But here's a thought. What if the price remained the same, but then we take our line, if we have headroom, because I've set the schedule based on 180 mile or 180 kilometers per hour, but the train can do 220 and the track can do 220 pretty much everywhere. So what if I took the interval here and shortened it so that they get there faster for the same price? Would that fix it? That's something I'll examine next time, but that's a thought I had. If you leave headroom in your train and you have a problem segment, and you know, but you can go faster, because otherwise what I'm doing, by lowering the price to fix this segment, I'm lowering the revenue for everything else. So if I put, the experiment would be to put the revenue back and then speed the problem segment up. So that's the theory. So there's a lot of theory in this game. Reading. Oh yeah, Lake Shasta. Oh, let me look for one thing up here. Colfax, Iowa Hill. So I found it on the found it on Google Maps. I'm not sure, but somewhere along here is the one of the forks of the American River, and place where my grandfather used to take me camping, gold panning. Might be along here, this stretch. I think it's along this stretch. But I was able to find the exact gravel bar that we used to camp next to on Google Maps, and it was like, cool. Might be this stretch. Yeah, I think it's this stretch. Cause I remember the little road, dirt gravel road, went off that way. So yeah, I think it's this stretch. Because we'd hike up to about there. And I remember this bend. Yeah, because it bend to the left after our camping site. So yeah, that's where it is, right? Somewhere in here. So cool. It's like one of those things I was on the map and it's like, let me see if I can find this place. But yeah, I love maps. I could. You give me Google Map. We could do a session just Google Maps someday. Just not GeoGuessr, but just playing around on Google Maps all day long. All right, let me switch over to oxygen not included. And then, yeah, if I can get up to 10 million a day, then we can build new sections every couple weeks. I was about to say GeoGuessr. I'll have to try that. I'm not quite positive what that is or how people are so good at it.